Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Today we're going to take a quick look on Bitcoin and have a look at a few key levels. Historically and pretty much across all legacy markets and crypto markets, there's significantly less volume over the holiday season, so we just have to be wary of that too. So moves can be quite volatile to the upside or the downside. We'll take a look at some levels above and some levels below, and then just my thoughts on what's going to go on over the course of the next few days. Firstly, a massive happy Christmas to everyone, and a big thank you to all who's been subscribed to this channel and supported me since this channel did begin last year. So with all that said, let's crack on. So starting here on the 4-hour time frame, we've been monitoring Bitcoin pretty much with heavy interest over the course of the last few weeks. We've had that all-time high, and ever since then it's been pretty much brutal. We had a significant drop all the way down to 42k, and we bounced up, and then we did form a falling wedge, and we was monitoring this for a while. I mean, I was right down on a 30-minute chart waiting for a breakout. It just never happened, and then bang, one breakout. We've come back out. What I usually tend to look for with Bitcoin is a retest, and I thought we was coming down there, so we obviously get a breakout, which we got here. We then look for a retest of a previous trend. We might not go way down, but it looks like it's done quite a big retracement there enough already, so let's see what goes on. We have kind of formed a base here and a few of closures on that 4-hour candle, and now we are pushing up. First target is really this weekly level of resistance at 49,700. That is the target. We want to do flip back to support. We've then got another few key levels above here at 52,300. I just want to first put a bit of a bearish spin on this, and just want to zoom right out onto the 3-day time frame and have a look at some potential thing that could happen. I just want to make you aware that I am bullish. And I still think we're in a bull cycle. I'm hoping that this cycle does continue into Q1, Q2 next year. But just putting a bit of a bearish thread out there, and I've already posted this on Twitter, but there's a potential that we do form a head and shoulders on the higher time frames. If this is something that could potentially happen, we could start creeping up now, and this green band here is a massive rally. You could call it the neckline, so we have the left shoulder here, and then we use that as a base for that pump, come back down, retested it, pushed back up, and then dropped. If we do now steadily form a right hand shoulder here over the course of the next, I don't know, the next month to 6 weeks, really, if it does start dropping from there and we lose 53, 54k, then we could really potentially look at that in a bearish case scenario. To invalidate that, we need to get some daily closures above here, really. I mean, above that one would be great, up at 53,000, but anything above 54k would be pretty much invalidation of that bearish move, and then we can start to really look for some higher highs. But that's that. That being said, looking at this region here, we are currently forming a higher low. Whenever you're looking at bullish uptrends, what you do is you first form a base. You then create a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and then if it continues, you would then look to form a higher low. And that's what this is so far. We have formed a higher low, unless we drop below this region, which I can't see happening at a minute. I think we're either going to go up and form that right hand shoulder, or we're going to blast right through and then push up to all-time highs. In both cases, I can honestly say 53k. Potentially within the next, I don't know, the next 3 to 4 weeks, that could be a potential that we are pushing up towards 53k. Like I say, notoriously and historically low volume trading periods now with the Christmas break on. CMA futures is close soon, I believe, so we have to be wary of that too. I just want to also monitor some levels above where we could look to target as well. Obviously, I've said this 52k region, but I was looking here earlier on. If you look at these peaks and look at these peaks here, that's at 58k. That would be a decent level to happen to get there soon, but I really can't see that happening this year now. I think it's going to be steady growth, and let's hope we can manage to flip this level of resistance at 49k to support very, very soon, because that would start to ease a little bit of that fear that people currently have within the markets. Just taking a look at the crypto fear and greed index. It was 45 yesterday. actually shot down to 34. That's quite surprising, and we didn't really drop that much on that candle. If you look on the hourly, we had a little bit of a sell-off there. I'm surprised it actually dropped down to 34. I would expect it to maintain that 40 level, but it's starting to push up now. Let's see if we can materialise this into anything strong and target that 49k. I just want to look back as well on some of the price predictions that I gave over last year, which was, I mean, I think one of them hit, which was Polkadot to $50. That happened quite easy, but then it's so hard to get sucked into some of these price predictions. I mean, I did think that Bitcoin hit 127k this year, but that was just going on the historical markets, and they have not paid off really, have they? I mean, looking back on that historic data, this year it's been completely different. So one thing to learn: don't give bullshit, stupid price predictions. That's the target for next year. Try and keep things clean and try and monitor the price and take it for what it is, because it's a new world, this market. It is. This year, who knows what could happen. I mean, we could drop straight into a bearish scenario that I mentioned earlier on, and that could be it for the year. But we could start to push on, and we could go into a multi-year super cycle. If somebody out there seems to tell you exactly what's going to go on, it's not actually the truth. Nobody knows exactly what is going to go on. So let's just take it for what's happening. Keep his eyes on the charts and trade accordingly. One thing, biggest tip I've learned how to do myself over the last year or two, you just make sure you take profit. You might think, I'm buying this asset, I'm going to hold on and wait for it to hit a certain amount to bring me some returns. Just keep skimming profit on the way up, and you will get to those targets a lot quicker. Just while we're down on these lower time frames, still be wary that we could retest this 47k region, because that would then complete a retest of that breakout. You could also potentially, if looking for buys, look at 46k, and then just going back onto the daily time frame, we've still got a few more levels below. If the market does drop, we've got 41k, 37k, and we've got that dreaded level back down there at 41k, which potentially might not happen. Let's hope and pray that this doesn't happen either, because if that bearish scenario comes into play, it's going to be a very, very boring 2022 for cryptocurrency. Sentiment has dropped off a little bit. Views have dropped off on everything. Just the amount of people on Twitter's kind of dropped off. Bitcoin searches is massively down. So for me, I don't not think we've had the top yet, and that could well play out over the next 3 or 4 months. So let's keep his eyes on the charts. I hope you all have a great Christmas. Make sure, just keep skimming profit off. That is your way to financial freedom. Skim profit off, bang it in some stables, bang it into some yield farming, whether on Swissborg, BlockFi, or anything like that, and earn a passive income. Passive income is the future. So that's going to do it today. Let's say happy Christmas to yourself and all your families. Thank you for supporting this channel. I'll catch you next time.